Airplanes are full of secrets, quiet features hiding in plain sight. But these aren't fun facts or clever tricks. They're built for survival. From glowing floor paths to cockpit escape windows, modern planes are engineered to keep you alive when seconds count and chaos erupts. Most passengers never notice. But you're about to. We're counting down 15 hidden airplane features that could literally save your life. And one of them is just inches from your seatbelt. And number 6, it's so critical, pilots trust it as their last resort. So buckle in, look closer, and by the end of this flight, you'll never see the cabin the same way again. 15. The hidden emergency axes. There's an axe on board your flight. And it's not just for show. Tucked behind locked panels in the cockpit or galley, every commercial aircraft carries a crash axe by regulation. It's not visible to passengers, but trained crew know exactly where to find it when everything else fails. The blade is built to punch through panels, chop into ceilings, or cut wiring if a fire spreads or electrical systems fail. In the worst scenarios, when exits jam or doors won't open, it's the last resort tool that turns walls into escape hatches. During a 2008 runway fire, crew used the axe to break through interior paneling and rescue trapped passengers. Fast, brutal, effective. You'll never hold it, but its presence matters. It's part of a backup system that exists only for the worst-case scenario, and the fact that it's there should give you a little more trust in the people flying your plane. Most passengers never know it exists. Now you do. Up next, there's a tiny secret hidden in your seatbelt buckle, and it could be the reason you escape at all. Number 14. The seatbelt cutter slot. If your seatbelt jams mid-crash, you're not trapped. Your buckle might actually hold the key to cutting yourself free. Many aircraft seatbelt buckles are designed with a built-in blade edge. It's subtle, a small metal slot or sharp interior edge, usually hidden underneath the latch. The design looks ordinary, but when tension locks the belt or debris twists it, that edge can cut through the strap. This isn't widely advertised, but flight crews are trained to use it in fire scenarios or structural failures where buckles malfunction. In simulated crash testing, warped seat frames caused jammed latches in about 1 in 10 cases. If your belt won't release and panic sets in, flipping it over could be the difference between stuck and safe. Next time you fly, run a finger underneath the buckle. Feel for the edge. You'll likely never need it, but it's one of those quiet features that exists purely for emergencies. No app, no button, just steel and smart design. Coming up, a survival tool you think is under your seat, but might not be. 13. Hidden manual life vests. You've heard it 100 times. Your life vest is under your seat. Except, sometimes it isn't. On newer aircraft and in specific seating configurations, like bulkhead rows or business class, the vest might be stored in the armrest, side panel, or even under a console. And if you don't know that, you're wasting seconds that matter most. Each life vest includes dual inflation methods, a CO2 pull tab, and a manual red tube. But here's the catch. Passengers often inflate inside the cabin out of panic. That can trap you against the ceiling if water rushes in. In 2022, an airline safety audit found that 14% of travelers in exit rows failed to locate their vests during timed drills. And in a real splashdown, that delay could mean the difference between floating or flailing. When you sit down, do a quick check. If there's no pouch under your seat, ask a flight attendant. This isn't paranoia, it's preparedness. Still ahead, the real reason window shades must be open, even when you're desperate to nap. 12. Why window shades must be up. It seems harmless. You're tired. You close the window shade to shut out the sun. But when flight attendants ask you to lift it during takeoff and landing, they're not being picky. They're prepping you to survive. In emergency landings or aborted takeoffs, those first few seconds determine who gets out. An open shade lets your eyes adjust to real lighting conditions, whether it's smoke, fire, or full sunlight, so you don't freeze in confusion when it matters. It's not just about your vision, either. Crew and emergency responders use windows to assess outside conditions. If a wing's on fire or fuel is leaking, that quick glance tells them which exits are safe. Data from crash investigations shows passengers near open shades react up to 2.3 seconds faster during evacuations. That's the difference between being first in the aisle or not making it out. So when you're asked to lift the shade, don't resist. It's not about comfort, it's about clarity. Coming up, the red plastic tube most people ignore until their life depends on it. Number 11. The manual inflation tube. You grab your life vest, you pull the tab, and nothing happens. That's when the red tube saves your life. Every life vest includes a backup inflation method. A slim plastic straw-like tube tucked along the edge. You blow into it manually if the CO2 cartridge fails. It's simple, old school, and easy to miss, especially if you're panicking. During a 2017 water landing simulation, 1 in 5 test participants either skipped the manual tube entirely or didn't inflate their vest fully. The ones who used it stayed above water, calmer, and easier to rescue. Blowing into the tube sounds basic, but in real emergencies, basics work. You don't need strength, you just need to know it's there. Also, never inflate your vest inside the aircraft. Water can fill the cabin fast, and a full vest makes it harder to move or squeeze through tight spaces. That rule flight attendants repeat, it exists for a reason. Next time you fly, locate the tube. Feel it. Remember it. Coming up, a hidden armrest button that could mean seconds gained in a race to evacuate. Number 10. The movable armrest trick. That aisle seat isn't as locked in as you think. There's a button, small, hidden, usually unnoticed, tucked beneath the armrest hinge. Press it, and the armrest pops up. It's not just for comfort. In an emergency, raising the armrest can clear the way for faster exits, especially if you or someone nearby needs extra space to move. Flight attendants know this trick well. It's part of their evacuation training. In one FAA test, rows with raised aisle armrests shaved 4 seconds off evacuation times. 4 seconds might not sound like much until smoke fills the cabin and every second counts. Even mid-flight, this feature comes in handy. Want to slip out without climbing over someone? Lift the arm, slide past, no drama. Next time you fly, feel around the base of the armrest before takeoff. Knowing it's there puts you one move ahead if things go wrong. Coming up, the life or death oxygen system you'll never see, but your crew depends on. Number 9. Crew-only oxygen systems. When oxygen masks drop, most passengers grab and breathe. But the crew? They're using something better. Flight attendants and pilots have their own dedicated oxygen systems, pressurized, longer-lasting, and custom-fitted for communication. These aren't backup masks. They're high-performance tools designed to keep the crew conscious, mobile, and functional while you panic. Pilots' masks even include built-in microphones so they can keep talking to air traffic control mid-crisis. Flight attendants rely on these systems to help passengers while staying upright and alert, especially in decompression scenarios. After the Helios Flight 522 tragedy, where the crew lost consciousness due to oxygen depletion, new systems were implemented to protect the people responsible for protecting you. You'll never see these masks unless something's gone very wrong. But just knowing they exist means the people guiding your flight can breathe, think, and act when it matters most. While your mask helps you survive, theirs help the entire plane get down safely. Still ahead, what those little black triangles near your window actually mean. Number 8. The secret black triangles. Next time you sit by the window, look up. You might spot a small black triangle above your seat. It's not random. It marks the best spot for viewing the airplane wing, specifically for checking fuel leaks, flap position, or ice buildup. Flight attendants use these markers during delays and emergencies to quickly inspect the wings without alarming passengers. If you've ever seen crew kneeling by a window mid-taxi, chances are they're sitting at one of these triangles. It's what's known as an inspection seat, a quick-access visual checkpoint built into the cabin layout. In one case, a crew member spotted a fuel streak during a last-minute inspection, leading to a delay that likely prevented a much worse scenario. You won't be asked to inspect the wings, but now that you know, you'll see how much quiet planning is built into every flight. And if your seat's under a triangle, you're sitting in one of the plane's most strategic spots. Coming up, why there's a hole in your airplane window and how it prevents disaster. 7. The tiny hole in your window. There's a tiny hole in your airplane window. You've probably seen it and never thought twice. It's not a flaw. It's one of the most important safety features on the plane. It's called a bleed hole, and it's there to manage pressure. Airplane windows have 3 layers. The outer pane bears the brunt of cabin pressure. The middle pane is backup. The bleed hole equalizes pressure between them and prevents internal fog or frost from forming at altitude. Without that hole, sudden changes in pressure could strain the window enough to crack, or worse, Tests show that bleed holes reduce pain stress by over 60%, so no, it's not broken. It's quietly saving your flight from mid-air window failure. Next time you're by the window, find it. That tiny hole's doing big work while you sip soda at 35,000 feet. Up next, the pilot's final exit, why a cockpit window can become the only way out. Verse 6. The breakaway cockpit window, 198 words. If you ever see a pilot climbing out the cockpit window, something's gone seriously wrong. And yet, that window is designed exactly for that moment. Every commercial plane is built with at least one breakaway cockpit window. It opens from the inside, allowing pilots to escape when traditional exits are blocked by fire, smoke, or impact. A rope ladder or anchor points let them climb down to safety. This isn't theoretical. In runway fires and crash landings, crews have used these windows to evacuate. It's a rare move, one they're trained for but hope to never use. The escape window is also a final signal. If you ever see it open, don't wait. The crew is abandoning the aircraft, and you should too. It's not dramatic, it's strategic. The feature exists because aviation safety planning goes far beyond passenger rows. You'll probably never see it open, but just knowing it's there means your flight is equipped with an extra lifeline, even if it's one you hope no one ever needs. Coming next, the seatbelt design that keeps your body from becoming airborne. Number 5. Airplane seatbelts are built differently. You've probably noticed it. Airplane seatbelts are nothing like your cars. No shoulder strap, no locking mechanism, just a click across your lap. That's by design. Aircraft seatbelts are built to keep you secured during vertical acceleration, meaning turbulence, hard landings, or sudden drops. When planes jolt, it's not just forward motion. Bodies can launch upward. A lap belt prevents you from hitting the ceiling. And there's a reason the buckle feels so basic. It's meant to be opened with one hand, even if you're unconscious or covered in debris. In turbulence-related injuries, the vast majority come from passengers who weren't buckled when the seatbelt sign was off. Clear air turbulence hits without warning, and when it does, heads hit bins, trays fly, and chaos unfolds. So don't wait for the chime. Buckle up anytime you're seated. It might feel outdated, but that strap across your hips could be the only thing keeping you grounded. Coming up, why the cabin lights dim before landing, and what your eyes need to survive. Number 4. Dimming the cabin lights. The lights fade. You assume it's mood lighting, but this moment, it's survival prep. Cabin lights are dimmed during takeoff and landing for one reason: to help your eyes adjust in case of an emergency. If power goes out or you need to evacuate, you won't be stumbling around blinded by sudden darkness. Human eyes take 10 to 30 minutes to fully adapt to low light. But when a situation demands you move fast, smoke, fire, blocked aisles, you don't have that time. By lowering the lights in advance, the crew gives your body a head start. They're trained to move through dark cabins by instinct. Now you can too, or at least you won't be completely blind if things go south. So when the lights go down, don't reach for your phone flashlight. Let your vision settle. That soft glow isn't for ambiance. It's survival mode activating. Coming up, the lights on the floor that guide your feet when everything else goes dark. Number 3. Floor path lighting. You've walked over it a dozen times without noticing. Those tiny strips along the cabin floor, they're more than decoration. In smoke, darkness, or full electrical failure, those glowing lines become your lifeline. They're called emergency escape path lighting, and they lead straight to the nearest exit. Green means go, red means don't. Even if the overhead signs fail, these lights run on an independent system. Batteries or glow-in-the-dark photoluminescence that lasts long after power cuts out. Pilots rely on them. Flight attendants train with their eyes on them, and if you're crawling to safety, those floor lights might be all you have. During a smoke simulation, passengers who followed floor lighting made it out 60% faster than those who looked for overhead signs. Before takeoff, look down. Trace the path to the exit in front and behind you. It's quiet, simple, and engineered to guide your feet when your brain can't. Still ahead, the tray table rule that saves more than your lunch space. Number 2. Tray tables up, not just for show. Please return your tray table to the upright position. You've heard it 100 times. But here's the thing, it's not about neatness, it's about escape. During an impact or aborted landing, every second matters. A lowered tray blocks passengers in the middle and window seats, making evacuation slower and more chaotic. Bracing for impact also becomes harder when your knees are pinned against plastic. And in tight rows, seconds lost getting around a tray can mean the difference between getting out or not. FAA simulations found that each blocked tray adds roughly 6 seconds per row to evacuation time. Multiply that across 30 rows, you've just lost precious minutes. So when you hear the instruction, don't roll your eyes. Fold it up. Check your neighbors. That small click is part of a big plan. Coming up, the single survival feature most people never activate, and how to spot it before you fly. Number 1. The hidden yellow life vest strap. You know your life vest is under the seat, but do you know how to turn it into a beacon in the dark? Most life vests include a small yellow inflation strap, often overlooked. Pulling it doesn't just inflate the vest, it also activates a chemical light that glows in total darkness. In a night water landing or blacked-out cabin, this glow becomes a signal to rescuers. Without it, even inflated vests can be invisible. Flight attendants are trained to spot passengers who forgot to activate the light. In chaos, it's easy to miss. But knowing what to look for gives you a massive edge. Before takeoff, reach down. Feel for the vest pouch. Flip it over. Look for the yellow cord. It's not big or flashy, but it's your personal locator in the dark. In the ocean or on a dark tarmac, being visible is survival. Don't skip the smallest detail that might save your life. Educational segment. Most people think airplane safety is all about engines, metal, and physics. But in reality, it's human behavior that shapes the design. In an emergency, panic kicks in, vision narrows, memory fails. That's why planes are built to guide you automatically. Glowing floors, quick-release buckles, even dim lights to prep your eyes. Designers test how real people react under pressure, not how they should, but how they do. The goal? Eliminate guesswork. So every tray rule, light strip, and seatbelt quirk has one job: keep you moving, even when your brain stalls. It's not just tech saving you, it's design that thinks ahead, and thinks like a human. You've walked past lights, sat beneath triangles, and buckled into escape tools, without ever knowing. Now you do. Airplanes hide their survival systems in plain sight, designed to protect you when instincts fail. So next time you board, look closer. Will you be the one who notices, or the one who hesitates when it matters most?